Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again for another Season 4 character discussion wish list. Joining me once again is Mir. How's it going?
Hey, man.
Today, we're going to talk about your favorite character, right? Urien? Or at least your main.
Well, yeah, that's the character I play.
Yeah. Okay, so Urien, I guess I should start off by saying he's a pretty popular character. Even in tournament play, there's a lot of Urien players in pools. But although very few have actually had success in making it, especially to the upper echelon, top 16, top 8-ish, players like RB, Nemo, Dogura, and Ryusei have been doing really well with him. But it doesn't seem like, Urien's dominating despite how popular he is. He's definitely a good character, but he's somewhere, I would say, just below the high tier, but it seems like he's being kept in check by like the really good characters, it seems.
Yeah, he definitely has a couple matchups with them.
Season 2, like Urien came out, and then in Season 2, a lot of people considered him like highly buffed and very overtuned, and but it didn't last too long, around to mid-Season 2. And I guess he didn't really get a chance to show off those buffs. I don't remember the tournament results, but I don't think he really had time to shine, even when he was at his highest point,
Yeah, they just... You could tell that since he was released just at the end of Season 1, they didn't really have time to understand where the character was sitting, so they just, knee-jerk reaction buffed him a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And then they immediately realized it was overboard, and with 2.5, they just toned it down.
Some big things that
there weren't a lot of...
What's that?
No, I was just about to say, like, there weren't a lot of tournaments where Urien just, dominated or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the big things that he got was like crazy things, like crouching medium kick +2 on block. He had more health. No one asked for more health. And his EX Taco was 0 on block. There was a lot of madness going on. We'll talk about the changes in a second here, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Overall, I think Urien's also pretty faithful to his Street Fighter 3 version. Like they kept the character pretty intact. Did a good job, especially with how Aegis works with V-Trigger. But I guess one of the biggest differences, he doesn't know like tackle loops. But he's headbutt loops, so that's cool. In return.
Yeah, I guess we got something else instead.
I think one of the big problems with Urien right now is that he's kind of, I don't know how to put this, Mir. I guess the best way is he's forced to play a scrubby style, I guess.
Yes.
And what we mean is that he's got to do a lot of dashes and using a lot of his special moves to get in, and it just seems scrubbed because he's like kind of flow charting constantly. And fishing handshakes and crush counters.
He's a very telegraphed character, like the way he gets in, like you said, is by dashing or using, the knee drop or, maybe even using EX tackle just to get in. And like his neutral otherwise is not very impressive.
Yeah, and like you think like you play against a Urien and you'll be like, man, it's just. All you do is flowchart, but if you play him yourself, you'll realize that's how you have to play him. It's the most efficient way, and it's just his movement speed is just too slow to play any other way. Despite him having very long range normals, by the way, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's talk about quickly some notable changes, Mir, that he's had over the seasons. First, of course, we talked about his health increase. He went from 1,000 to 1,025, back down to 1,000. His standing medium punch went to +6 on hit. So what did that change?
Well, they made it 7 frames, down or I guess up from 6. But what they gave him was they gave him medium to medium confirm, standing medium punch to crouching medium punch, which was very nice. And also on counter hit you get crouching heavy punch, which is also extremely powerful. Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of Uriens do dash forward standing medium punch because when a counter hit, it's lit.
It's lit. +3 on block, right? So.
Yeah. Crouching medium kick went from +1 on hit to +4 on hit, and -2 on block to +2, and then they went back down to -2 on block. So they tuned his crouching medium kick a lot, especially since it's a weird normal that you can't cancel, right?
Yeah. I would like to mention that before the character was officially released and it was only in story mode, his crouching medium kick was indeed cancelable.
Really? I don't remember that, man. How do you remember that?
Yeah, they did think about that at one point at least.
Interesting. And then his forward hard punch, his overhead, went from -4 on block to -8, more of a universal change. He got a cross up, a jumping light kick cross up, which was interesting.
Yeah, definitely a big change, especially for the Aegis mix-ups.
Yep. And EX tackle went from 0 to -2 on block, and Urien has no 3-framers, so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
He definitely loses momentum after that. Despite like some other characters where they have -2s, they can kind of keep momentum, but Urien definitely can't with a 4-framer. So yeah, I mean, let's get straight up to the wish list. We're kind of speeding along here, guys, because this wish list for Urien, we actually wrote down a lot of stuff, a lot of buffs actually. So Urien, like we said, he's a pretty good character, but he definitely has clear problems against the high tier characters. It's kind of like what we said with Abigail, where the high tier characters keep him in check. Except that I feel like Urien is below Abigail, wherever he is on the tier list. So that's why we feel like he definitely needs some help. And like you said, Miri is a very telegraphed character that relies on dashing and charge fireballs to get in. And all 4 moving moves are slow and can be easily outspaced. His headbutt, his knee drop, and whatnot. And also his V-trigger got hurt a little bit with the universal nerfs to V-trigger combo scaling. And yeah.
Okay. I just feel like one of the biggest problems with Urien is the fact that he's mostly a charge character, you know? So, of course, you cannot abuse his good pokes, basically. Unless it's standing heavy punch, which is the only thing that you ever see being used because it's actually pretty good.
That's true.
So yeah, like this, you know, this nature of being a charge character definitely affects the playstyle in a very, you know, what can I say, radical way.
Okay, so the first thing, basically what we want to do with Urien is we want to make the character better, but at the same time we also want to make him less scrubby, quotation marks. So less, you know, just dashing in mindlessly and playing.
Yeah, like I feel like the character is in a decent spot, maybe just, you know, a few buffs, but yeah, like you said, it's just that his neutral is so gimmicky, you know? Like, you're not really... You're kind of like relying on the opponent being sleeping on the job, basically. So we want the character to be more solid so that, you know, it can see more tournament success, and it's not just down to chance.
So the first thing we'd like is to increase only his forward movement speed slightly. And this will help him get in and help him, once again, not have to worry about dashes so much. So you actually walk back and forth.
Yes. It'll make his frame traps a little bit scarier because he can walk in and grab you a little bit more easily.
But at the same time that we're increasing his movement speed, we'd like to decrease his dash speed. It's right now, it's what, 16?
Yes.
So we want to slow it down to like 17 or even 18. I think 17 is a better number, just slightly, because it does travel quite far too.
Yeah.
Like 16 is quite fast. That's the same as Ryu. Just keep that in mind, and it travels quite far. And I think, you know, that's what they wanted to do. Mirror is have slow movement speed but a fast dash. You know, now another thing to help Urien get in is make his fireballs charge up faster, because when he does get away with it, it does allow him to close the distance safely, or safer, I guess.
You can do that so that, you know, like you can like dash behind the fireball and have kind of like a shield in front of you. Or if you don't like this idea, we can make the fireballs just have faster recovery in general, like the normal versions, because they're pretty bad fireballs if you look at them. Like if you look at the frame data,
it's definitely on the lower end, for sure.
Yeah, they're also quite minus.
You still outzone Sakura though.
Well, I mean, that's not really a high call.
Come on, man. Okay.
But yeah, so like either fireballs charging faster for helping with neutral or faster recovery in general.
Okay, crouching medium kick. We'd like it to go back to what it was in story mode and have it be cancelable again, but then make it so it's not plus on hit anymore at the same time. Yeah,
because crouching medium kick is a very important tool for Urien, even right now. But it's a bit weird because it's a very long range normal, so having it be cancelable would definitely help a lot in neutral. You know, since you have a fireball, you can kind of you can use that very effectively. Since you're mostly a charge character, right? And the fireball is the only motion you have.
Yeah.
So that would help a lot. And Urien, crouching medium kick is very slow. It's 8 frames. So when you're trying to catch a shimmy, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just do a crouching medium kick, and you're too far away to convert into what else you have after, right? Because you want to like link a jab, but maybe you're too far away.
Yeah.
So you don't get a good reward for like catching someone walking out of a throw, or shimmying yourself, or doing it a wake up to catch a shimmy. So making it cancelable, you could cancel into tackle, you could cancel into headbutt, and that would increase the reward on that too. But to compensate for this, of course, you cannot make it a combo tool anymore. So just make it +1 on hit, or 0 even, like it was before.
Now another thing too, once Urien gets close, we like to help him get more. We want to revert his standing light kick back into tick throw range. And I think this helps a lot in V-Trigger too, because you want Urien's throw to be very threatening, because it leads to so much damage into Aegis if you're successful with it. Yeah. And I like the change they did to standing light kick. I just don't like the pushback, because it causes Urien to have to dash in again, constantly.
Yeah, the only good thing that it does is that it puts you at the right distance for one of the headbutt loops setup.
Yeah, I remember that.
Setups. So that's convenient, but when you realize that, after standing light kick, there's really no reason to immediately press throw because he's not in throw range, it's not as scary. I guess with, better forward movement speed, it might become a little bit more realistic of a threat, but I'd rather have the tick throw, for the corner pressure and, Aegis and whatnot.
Another thing, we're just kind of like looking at normals that we don't really see used too much, and we're thinking of adjusting his down forward heavy kick and make it a knockdown on hit naturally.
To compensate, you can make it a little bit more unsafe, because of course a natural hit knockdown is still pretty powerful, especially when you also have Aegis and all that kind of stuff.
Or make the down forward hard kick also have more distance as well.
Yeah. You could either make it a knockdown, and so you get this new tool as a knockdown normal, or you make it faster and go farther, more like a Ken step kick in a sense, right? So that you're gonna help Urien cover that little bit of distance, especially because, like we said, it's a charge character, so it's not like you can use tackles while moving forward or anything like that. So you kind of, this would help for sure.
And a knockdown and hit would probably make some cool new V-Trigger setups as well, where you don't have to worry about the scaling because it's like a reset.
Yeah.
Another thing too, and this is to help the scrumminess a little bit, is that forward medium punch. Making it -3 on block, or increase the hit stop, because there's so many times where Urien will literally go forward medium punch into forward medium punch. You're like, what? That's so fake. How there's not a gap in between?
Best frame in the game.
It's +2 online. I swear, it's +2 online. Right now it's -2. Yeah, so increase it at least to -3 or more hit stop, please, Capcom. There's so many moves. That
it's just like Vegas light roll.
Yeah.
Feels the same, where you don't know how to punish it because it just recovers so fast. Yeah. That's definitely something that Urien's online, but even offline, honestly, like you can see Nemo doing it over and over.
You wanted a quality of life change. Mirror on the forward medium punch, you also wanted to be inputted as well as down forward medium punch, similar to his down forward hard kick.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to have, because it will help with buffering the charge for headbutts. So it would make it convenient in punish situations. If you're a combo from far away, because sometimes you're in the standing heavy kick, or say standing heavy punch fully charged, and you're kind of like too far away to combo into anything else. So having 4 medium punches very helpful, and if you just make it down for a medium punch, it's much easier to cancel into headbutt. And also this would help with just playing neutral, because if you're moving back and forth, and say you're moving backwards and you want to hit 4 medium punch, if you're not very careful with your inputs, you might get a fireball accidentally.
I see.
And
that's true.
You don't want that. So of course down for medium punch. That's just quality of life, like you this change I don't think would help you do anything that isn't already possible. It just would make it easier.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't mess something up.
I couldn't think of anything. I tried to think of something.
Maybe we'll know. We'll see. Another thing that would help make Urien more manageable and not Unga Bunga as much is increase the recovery on his headbutt on whiff.
Yes.
Another thing where I swear this thing has no recovery online. It's just he butts in front of you and he throws you.
Yeah, especially the light one. It's very fast. Like I understand that they probably designed it with that in mind, but still,
like Street Fighter
really,
3, right? Where he like high profile.
I really don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like that, honestly. It's kind of like, you know, Kami standing heavy kick or Ibuki standing heavy kick where they whiff over your head, and then you get counter hit when you try to punish it.
Yeah, Ibuki does that too, man. And look at the V-triggers. His V-triggers look fine, especially his V-trigger 1, but I think they did a really good job with V-trigger 2. However, I would like them to revert the change where crouching medium kick will combo from any distance into the what is it? What is the tackle called?
Let's see. Tyrant Pressure is the V trigger.
Tyrant Blaze or something, right?
Yeah, Tyrant Blaze, I'm pretty sure. Tyrant Blaze it. No, but what did I want to say? Yes, the crouching medium kick into V trigger 2 was one of the biggest features of V trigger 2 because since his neutral is so weak in general, right?
Yeah.
That's what made V-Trigger 2 appealing, was the fact that you could use crouching medium kick basically as a cancelable normal in neutral.
Yes.
And will safe on block because it's only -2.
Yeah.
So that's what I think made V-Trigger 2 an interesting choice. But then they just changed it so that it doesn't work anymore from max range. So
yeah,
you know, like a big part of the appeal just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah,
they also nerfed how many uses
V-triggers too, man. A lot of reverts, like Colleen and stuff, and I feel like Capcom was too scared by like going from one V-trigger to the other, but we still have just one dominant V-trigger for many characters right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really hard to top Aegis, to be fair.
Yeah, it really is. And that's why I was impressed with their design on V-trigger too.
Yeah, I agree.
Just quick disclaimer, guys. Like I said, all these changes, I know we listed a lot for Urien, many buffs, but some nerfs. But just keep in mind this is not like, you know, we don't want necessarily Capcom to do all these changes. Just some of these changes we think will put Urien in a good spot, move him up a little bit higher, I would say, and help him a lot with higher tier characters, and at the same time make him more manageable as a character and not feel so flowcharty. One last thing we should talk about, Mir, which was a highly requested change that a lot of people have asked, and we decided not to put in the list, is making it so V-skill armor is on frame 1.
Yeah, a lot of people ask for this, but I don't think, like, of course it would be very strong, and by very strong I mean it would also be very dumb. So like we cannot allow this.
Dumb? It'd be like wake up headbutt, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to realize that headbutts, even though they can whiff from crouching opponents, they're only -2 on block, like normal ones. So could you imagine having an armored reversal basically, because it's also immune to throws.
Yeah.
That is -2. Like, you know, you cannot have that. You could do reversal EX tackle, and that's always -2, even if you're crouching. So.
Yeah, it would be a little too crazy.
I could see it making V-skill, you know, a little bit faster, but then again, I think it's in an okay spot. You know, if you make the other changes that we suggested, you know, faster fireball charge, especially, you know, you probably will have more time to cover your activation,
right?
Your V-skill.
You'll get away with more V-skills in the first place. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, man, guys, that's it for our Urien wishlist video. What do you guys think about Urien right now? Is he in a good spot? Does he need some buffs? Need some more nerfs? We'll see where Urien lands in Season 4. I'm actually really interested in where this character lands because he is quite popular, and I would be surprised if Capcom nerfs him further. So let us know in the comments below, guys. Do us a solid. Please subscribe to the channel, and of course like the video. It really helps us out. And me and Mir will continue this wishlist series as we get closer to Season 4. So till then, guys, take care.